Hare Krishna, welcome to everyone. Thank you very much for a very wonderful kirtan. So next we will have a lecture by Mahabhavi Prabhu from the Bhagavad Gita. And Mahabhavi Prabhu, he is residing in Oslo, Norway, Oslo, where he is running the temple there. So if you ever visit Norway, Oslo, please come and visit Mahabhavi also. He has such a nice temple. So you can ask him later for the details. And he's been a devotee for many years, and he's very, very nice. So please listen attentively. And please, these seats over here, they are also very good. So these can be used, and please come forward as much as possible. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 So I will read a verse from Bhagavad Gita, as usual. So there are so many nice verses here in Bhagavad Gita, so I picked one from chapter 4, which is called Transcendental Knowledge, and it's text 34. And this text is about the importance of the spiritual master. Tadvidi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jalinas tattva darshina. Just try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master. Inquire from him submissively and render service unto him. The self-realized souls can impart knowledge unto you because they have seen the truth. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. The path of spiritual realization is undoubtedly difficult. The Lord therefore advises us to approach a bona fide spiritual master in the line of disciplic succession from the Lord Himself. No one can be a bona fide spiritual master without following this principle of disciplic succession. The Lord is the original spiritual master, and a person in the disciplic succession can convey the message of the Lord as it is to his disciple. No one can be spiritually realized by manufacturing his own process, as is the fashion of the foolish pretenders. The Bhagavatam 6.3.19 says, Dharmang tu sakshat bhagavat pranita. The path of religion is directly enunciated by the Lord. Therefore, mental speculation or dry arguments cannot help lead one to the right path. Nor by independent study of books of knowledge can one progress in spiritual life. One has to approach a bona fide spiritual master to receive the knowledge. Such a spiritual master should be accepted in full surrender. And one should serve the spiritual master like a menial servant, without false prestige. Satisfaction of the self-realized spiritual master is the secret of advancement in spiritual life. Inquiries and submission constitute the proper combination for spiritual understanding. Unless there is submission and service, inquiries from the learned spiritual master will not be effective. One must be able to pass the test of the spiritual master, and when he sees the genuine desire of the disciple, he automatically blesses the disciple with genuine spiritual understanding. In this verse, both blind following and absurd inquiries are condemned. Not only should one hear submissively from the spiritual master, but one must also get a clear understanding from him in submission and service and inquiries. A bona fide spiritual master is by nature very kind toward the disciple. Therefore, when the student is submissive and is always ready to render service, the reciprocation of knowledge and inquiries becomes perfect. Tadvidi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te gyanam gyaninas taptadarshina. Just try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master. Inquire from him submissively and render service unto him. The self-realized souls can impart knowledge unto you because they have seen the truth. Omagyan timirannasya gananjana shalakaya shakshurunilitanyena tasmai shri gurave namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Gaura Bhakta-vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. So this was Krishna speaking here to Arjuna, that about the importance of the spiritual master. So in any science in this world, if you want to be a doctor, you need a teacher. If you want to be a lawyer, you need a teacher. Whatever science you want to study, you need a teacher. So especially in spiritual life, you need a teacher. Because it's, as was mentioned here in the purport, it's undoubtedly difficult. The path of spiritual realization. It's very difficult. Because it's not simply theoretical knowledge. It's not that you just learn a lot of things. Like in medicine, you learn a lot about the body and all this. You get a lot of knowledge, but in spiritual life, it's also you have to realize this knowledge. It's not simply just, you cannot just, like it was said here, you cannot just simply read a book and become self-realized. You need a guru. You must have a guru. So, because here you also need a realization. So the guru, he comes in a disciplic succession from the Lord himself. A real guru, he cannot be self-proclaimed. He cannot say, I'm a guru, I'm so suddenly self-realized, I have understood the truth. A guru must come in the disciplic succession. That is, he teaches what his guru taught him. And his guru has also a guru. And this chain of spiritual masters goes all the way back to Krishna. So a bona fide spiritual master, he comes in such a disciplic succession. He must belong to such a bona fide, authorized disciplic succession. And it's a very, if you come in contact with a spiritual master, or if you just come in contact with this Krishna consciousness movement, that is, then you're very fortunate, very fortunate. It's not an ordinary thing. Like it said, like Lord Chaitanya said, Brahmanda Brahmite Kona Bhagyavan Jiva Guru Krishna Prasade Paya Bhakti Lata Bija. That after wandering in this universe, according to our karma, we wander around. Sometimes we're there, sometimes we're here, sometimes we're in the, if we do pious activities, we go to the higher planets, we go to the heavenly region, or if we do bad activities, we go to the lower planets, more hellish regions, or we can become animals, whatever. After wandering in this universe, because There's a difference between me and this body. I'm the spirit soul, I'm eternal, the body is temporary. So since I'm eternal, I'm wandering according to my karma of what I'm doing. So one who is very fortunate, he gets the mercy of Krishna to get a spiritual master, to find a guru. If one asks the right questions, especially when we're human beings, we can ask these good questions about who am I? Why am I here? You look in the mirror and you wonder, who am I really? And this is a very good question. And you start search, you want some answer. And when you come here to the Krishna consciousness movement, you might come here just out of sentiment, or you just met somebody and you were attracted, or of madness, for that sake. But most people they come because they have some inquire something, have some questions, or there's some desire for understanding who I really am, what am I doing, like that. And then, by the mercy of Krishna, you get this guru, and when you come in contact with the guru, you get the mercy of the guru, so that you can get Krishna. Jai Shri Shri Gaura. So the first guru for everyone who in this time, you can say in this Krishna consciousness movement, is Srila Prabhupada, the founder Acharya of this movement, whom we have here on the Vyasa. He's the first guru we come in contact with, and he has written all these books, especially Bhagavad Gita, India's most famous book, which means the Song of God, and it's called As It Is. So this is an edition which are truthful to the words of Krishna. So by reading these books, we're in contact with a genuine spiritual master. I will talk a little bit what is qualification or what is recognized by a genuine spiritual master. But these books are written by such a person. So that's his association with a pure devotee, a guru. So by reading these books, we get enlightened. And anyone actually can become a guru. We have examples in our disciplic succession. For example, we have one person who is a great guru and acharya. His name is Narada Muni. He's in our disciplic succession, but in his previous life, he was the son of a maidservant who was simply cleaning house and doing things in another person's house. And once upon a time there were some guests there, some saintly persons, and Narada Muni, he was just a child, so he was engaging in helping his mother, serving these saintly persons. And then there was the rainy season, so they just stayed there in this place for 3 months or something. And Narada Muni, as a child, he was able to do service for them. So he was very humbly doing service, and in this way he pleased these sadhus, or these saintly persons, and they became sympathetic to him, and they gave him their blessing. And that is and that was Narada Muni's advancement. So in his next life, he became the great guru or acharya Narada Muni. And what is the Guru, what is the goal actually of all this, having a Guru? Yes, it's to develop love for Krishna. And this love for Krishna, or God, is not something which comes from outside. It's already there in us. Nitya Siddha Krishna Prema Sadhya Kavanoi Shravanadi Shuddha Chitta Korayodoi. That Krishna Prema, Lord Chaitanya says, or in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, that this perfection of loving Krishna is not something you get from outside. It's not that it's something some person give it to you. It's already there in our heart. You know, we have so much love already. So we know so much love to give. But we channel this love in a wrong direction. We have to purify the heart actually, because our love is meant to go for Krishna, for God. Love means to love God. And that will make us happy, because God is always there. He's always there. He's like a father, you know, like a child. A child is always happy, feeling protected by their parents, always happy, and he loves his parents. He might rebel, you know, or something, but there's a loving relationship there. The same with Krishna. We have to learn we have to purify the heart so that this love can come out. This purification of the heart comes by association with saintly persons who are pure in the heart. So if you read the books of Srila Prabhupada, you associate with a saintly person who is pure in the heart. And then also by hearing about Krishna and about devotional service, and also chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, then the heart gradually will become purified, and you will understand your relationship actually with God. And then we will become happy, and it will not be difficult for us to serve Him. If you love someone, it's not difficult to serve that person. Quite obvious. If you love your child, you serve it like anything. So, and it's said in the Srimad Bhagavatam about the spiritual master, Tasmat Gurum Prapadyata Jigyasu Shreya Uttamam Shabde Parecha Nishnatam Brahmani Upashanashrayam. That the spiritual master, one have to take shelter of a spiritual master, because all this happiness in the material world which we have been, which we are looking for. We look for happiness in the material world. But even if you go to the heavenly planets, you go to a place where there is a lot more enjoyment than here, still you cannot stay there. Everything is nice, everyone smells good, you know. Everything is nice, and it's nice food, nice sounds of music, you know, angels maybe singing perfectly. Even if you go to a heavenly place, so there's much higher enjoyment there, but you cannot stay there. We cannot stay there. So therefore you always have this anxiety, you know, oh, when do I have to leave all this enjoyment? So this kind of happiness, this is it's temporary. So therefore, tasmat means therefore. Tasmat gurum prapadyata. Prapadya means surrender. You have to surrender to a spiritual master who can take you out of this entanglement in the material world. Yes, to get the real happiness. Yes, we understand what we want is real happiness that can only be found in relationship with the Supreme Lord. And that relationship is established through the spiritual master. You cannot go directly to the Lord, just as you cannot go directly to a king or the prime minister. You cannot just go directly there, ding dong, I'm here, who are you? You have to go through his representatives, through the authorized channels, then you can get there. The same with, especially you can say with God. So you need a spiritual master, therefore, tasmat gurum prapadita. And what is says about him also in this verse? He must be deeply experienced in Vedic literatures. So he knows the Vedas, he knows the science of Krishna consciousness. Deeply experienced. And he must have practical understanding. It's not just theoretical. Like we see in the life of the great saints, they act on what they say. They don't just say one thing and then they do another thing. They act on what they say. So then the knowledge becomes practical, it becomes a realized knowledge. So this is important qualification of a spiritual master. Because if a spiritual master, he must have this knowledge so that when you ask questions, he can dissipate the doubts. And we see in the books of Srila Prabhupada, he has so much knowledge and realization, and when you read these books, you understand. You become free from the doubts gradually. Because I'm sure you can take Bhagavad Gita, any page, you have something you wonder, what shall I do? Shall I do this or shall I do that? Or why I'm put in this suffering condition? And you just read somewhere and you get some answer. Yes. Then the spiritual master, because he can bring you then, he's a real spiritual master, can bring you back to Krishna. And upasha mashraya means he has left all material consideration. He's have retired from illusory or glittering illusions of materialistic society, friendship and love. Because we are very enamored by love in this material world. I mean, we should be nice to each other. I don't mean we should not be, one should be nice, of course. But everything here is temporary. It's temporary. We don't really belong here. Although you might feel you belong here, but you do not, because everything is temporary. So how much energy if we use a lot of energy on this temporary thing, society, friendship, and making a comfortable life in the material world, we just have to leave everything. It's all temporary. It's based on the bodily. But a spiritual master, we have left all this. And we see that in the saints of the gurus. They are often in the renounced order of life. They simply travel around talking about Krishna, waking people up to spiritual life. Because to have a happy society, friendship and love, it's not pure. The heart is not pure there. Cannot be real love. There's so many desires. Maybe you want to become a great politician. Why? Fame. Or great intellectual person. Or maybe a very successful businessman. Or maybe a father for many nice children. Or maybe you want to be known and respected for being a great charitable worker. But all this is actually it's based on the body. So therefore we must approach a spiritual master who can take us back home to God, to where we belong. This material world is compared to a prison, a prison house. And if you're a good prisoner, you might this is a good prisoner. You can work in the library. Good prisoner comes to the library. Bad prisoner, you have to go in isolation. Or you get a bad room or whatever. So if we are higher or lower in this material world, it doesn't really matter. Because it's all kind of prison house. We can understand that because it's temporary. That's the proof that it's a prison house. We don't really belong here. So so we should approach a spiritual master to get out of the prison house. You know, anyone who is in the prison house is not free. Like in our society, we have a prison. You know, you are free as long as you follow the law of society. You don't go to prison. But if you break the law, you go to prison. So somehow or other we're not in union with the Supreme Lord. We are not in union with His desire. We have separated ourselves and therefore we are in the material world. But actually we are eternal, full of bliss and full of knowledge, full of happiness. So the whole spiritual process is to get us back to that place where we belong. And disciple means discipline, because when you approach a guru, you take initiation from him. So many of us who are here, we are taking initiation from a spiritual master, and disciple means discipline. One can say, why do you do this? Why do you? It's like if you're in a school or if you're a child. A mother, she loves her child. She wakes up the child in the morning. You have to get up. No, I want to sleep. But why?